Hello, my name is Dorinda. I am so excited to be here. I cannot believe I'm actually doing my very first video for YouTube. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I kind of lacked the courage maybe, or being a perfectionist, I had a tendency of thinking, well, what if my hair is not right? Or what if I don't have the right setting? Or what if there's too much light? I was finding every excuse under the sun not to do it. But a series of events have happened in my life over the course of the last year. And so in talking with a friend of mine, he's like, this is a perfect time for you to start your YouTube channel. And yeah, that sounds really great. But he knows me a little bit too well to know that I'd probably procrastinate and put it off a little bit longer. So he went out and bought me a computer and said, now you can start. Now you've got the tool that you need to get started. And well, it worked because here I am. It's kind of a lot of mixed feelings for me. I tend to be a little camera shy and I don't look at the camera. So please, I apologize first and foremost if I kind of look away. Maybe it'll get better in time. But the reason I really wanted to do this is because as an older woman, I feel like I've learned a lot of lessons in my life. Maybe the lessons that I've learned won't be something that you could use, but maybe there's going to be something that I say that will be helpful. Maybe you're struggling with your career choice. Maybe you're struggling with health issues. Maybe you're struggling with self-esteem issues. Maybe there's a desire in your heart that you want to do and you just don't have the courage to go ahead and start to do it. Hopefully, in the course of these videos that I do, there will be something that I say that will encourage you to take the steps that you need to make the changes in your life that you want to change. I first of all want to tell you that I am not an expert. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a professional in that aspect. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Most of the things I'm going to say are my opinion. And while your opinion may not agree with me, if you choose to comment and stress your opinion, that's fine. I only ask that you do it in a respectable manner. I want to use this video channel as an opportunity to encourage other people. I'm not sure what keyword you typed in to get to my video. It could have been any number of things, but I would like to tell you that about 2.5 years ago, I decided that I was becoming disgruntled with my career. I was in education, and while I absolutely loved working with my students, there were a lot of extenuating circumstances that I wasn't in control of. If anybody knows me, I'm a control freak. So it wasn't that I had to be in control. It was just that there were changes that needed to be made, and I wasn't in the position where I could make those changes, and getting into that position wasn't something that was going to happen as quickly as I would have liked it to do. So basically, because I had been in education for many, many years, I had just decided one day that it was not what I wanted to do anymore. So after much prayer and talking to other people, I decided that I was going to leave that career choice that I had started when I was 17 years old. A lot has happened between the time I was 17 and the time that I'm now, but I'm kind of going to try to focus right now, right here, on the last couple of years. So maybe one of the key words that you typed in was flight attendant. And believe it or not, here I am at this older age, and I am a flight attendant. I would never have guessed that this is where I would end up at this point in time. But when I left my career in education, a friend of mine said, the same friend who bought me the computer, by the way, said, so what are you going to do? If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would it be? And I said, flight attendant. I would be a flight attendant. I actually didn't even know where it came from. I mean, I thought about it when I was younger, but I didn't know to what extent it had been brewing in my heart. So there was just nothing else when I decided I was quitting. This is what I wanted to do. But then he said something I wasn't prepared for. He said, so what are you waiting for? I had no excuse. There wasn't anything that I could say. So I thought, well, what are you going to do? So I started looking. In June of 2017, I started applying for jobs. Maybe it was May. Could have been April. Anyways, it was the spring of 2017. And so I started looking for a job as a flight attendant. I heard people say, you'll never be a flight attendant, you're too old. You'll never be a flight attendant, you don't fit the profile. You'll never be a flight attendant, you don't have the blonde hair. Just all kinds of things, crazy things that I would have been more than willing to listen to. But I was on a mission. I was going to be a flight attendant. If it was going to kill me, I was going to be a flight attendant. I remember the very first interview that I went to. It was for a regional airline. It's crazy because I went and they said that they wanted to see passion. I'd never been to an interview like this before, this open casting. I've always been, in an interview where it was me and 11 other people sitting there asking me questions. This time there was 100 people and I was in a room with people that I didn't know. And I had to get up in front of an entire group of people and talk about why I wanted to be a flight attendant. Trying to get my passion across was probably one of the most challenging things that I had to do at that particular time. I was passionate about education. I was passionate about the career that I just left. But I didn't know how to be passionate about being a flight attendant. So when I got up there, I practically was in tears because I had left the career choice of my life. And now I have to convince this panel of 3 to 5 women in the back of the room why I needed to be a flight attendant. And it was very unnerving because there were people standing there, or sitting there actually, that were more than half my age, looking at me like I was absolutely crazy for wanting to do this. But I guess the thing that I want to get out of that, I want you to get out of that is it didn't deter me. I didn't get the job. I was let go that night. It was very devastating, really seriously. I mean, I didn't cry, but I wanted to. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm never going to be able to do this. But you know what? I persevered and I pushed myself and I went through, and some people will say, I've watched other flight attendant YouTube videos and people say, well, did you ever get a turn down? Did anybody tell you no? And they might say, oh yeah, I had a turn down, but I went back and I did another interview and I got it. I wish I had been that lucky. I interviewed for 2.5 years with almost every airline that was out there. And it wasn't that I wasn't good enough to be a flight attendant. I never felt that I didn't get the job because I didn't fit the bill. I felt like I didn't get the job because, number one, it wasn't the right airline. It wasn't the right time. But I also didn't feel that connection. I interviewed with, maybe later on in another YouTube video, if somebody has a comment or they want me to talk about something, we can talk about all the different airlines that I interviewed with and all the different processes that I went through and how none of them were the same. So what you think you take from one interview and you bring into another one, that's not what they're looking for. So it was just kind of a mishmash of things altogether. Anyways, long story short, I finally did get my job as a flight attendant with an airline. I will not discuss which airline it was, but I will tell you that when I got it, I was so excited. But as you watch these videos, and hopefully you'll come back over and over, one of the things you'll find is that my life isn't always easy. Things don't always turn out the way it would for somebody else or the way that I anticipated. So when I got this job, I actually got my job on October 12th of 2018. And I should have been able to start the training in January. That's not what happened. What happened was my fingerprints don't print well. And so when we had the first portion where you have to go through all the fingerprinting and stuff, mine didn't come back well at all. So I had to redo them. So that kind of kicked me back a little bit longer. So everybody that was hired at the same time I was going to a January class, and I wasn't able to go to that January class because I couldn't get my fingerprints through the FBI, which is really kind of strange because I have to have fingerprints for all those years that I was in education and I worked in a prison. So I had to have the fingerprints for then. So it's kind of weird that this was an obstacle, which I think just kind of all goes back to timing. Anyways, it took 6 months before I was able to get my approval to go to training. So I got into training and I graduated May 1st of 2019. So like I said, nothing comes easy for me. It takes a lot of hard work, but it's perseverance all the way through. That's what I want you to grab hold of in this YouTube video. What are you doing to make sure that you persevere? Do you give up too quickly? Do you keep going? Do you meet those obstacles, those trials, those tribulations head on? Or do you step back and say, I can't do this? That's what I want this video to be for everybody. I want this to be an opportunity to look at your life and look at the things that you're doing and analyze. Am I really happy with what I'm doing? If I could do anything else in the world, but what I want to do. I'm not telling you to quit your job. What I'm saying is live the life that you're intended to live and live it from your heart. Live it wholeheartedly. I plan on doing more and more videos. My goal is to do one a week. There will be a lot of different things that you're going to hear. It's not just going to be flight attendant stuff. But I'm just so excited. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know who it's going to touch, but I hope and pray that this touches every individual that watches it in some way or another. And I pray that you'll be so excited about the things that you learn here, or you'll enjoy it so much that that you'll just be going through a whole gambit of emotions, whether you're laughing, crying, giggling, just walking away with a peace. I don't know. I just want you to be able to pass this website on to other people. Maybe there's somebody that's going through something that I've gone through, somebody you think could benefit from it. I hope you'll come back. I hope you'll watch this. I am just so excited about where this is going to go, like I said, and who it's going to touch. I don't want to keep it too long. I wanted to keep it to about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to say thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you'll come back. Subscribe, like, be looking for new content, and hopefully we can meet on a weekly basis. I'll try to do more if I can, but right now my intent is to do one a week, and hopefully I can draw you in, and you'll just be so excited about the time that we spend together that you'll just anticipate the next video. In the meantime, I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.